Baby, love me. Ooh. All right. All right. All right. What's up, Monica? Ooh. Sorry, y'all. I ain't have a lot of time to get ready today. How you doing, Soul Dad? Oh, shit, that's tight. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Woo. Sorry I'm a little late today. Sorry I'm a little late. But I'm here. I'm here. Y'all, sorry I'm a little tad late. And I told y'all last week I was going to take a week off. So last week, I'll tell you a week before last, I was going to take a week off. So I wasn't here last week. But, yeah. Yes. How you doing? Y'all good? Did you go golfing? No, I just came from church. Thank you for that heart thing. Who sent that? It don't have a name. I see a smiley face. Thank you, smiley face, pretty lady. I really do appreciate that. So y'all, did I go golfing? No, I ain't go golfing. Oh, you talking about Top Golf? No, I didn't. I just had to take a week off. I was tired. But y'all, we are about to get started. I'm doing 2 stories today. The second story is not going to be as long, but I'm still doing 2 stories. So we're getting 2 out of me today, all right? And it took a lot to get done with these. I don't know why, but I felt really gay today. And I decided, you know what? Let's do that. LGBT. And we're going to talk about the L's and the G's. The L's and the G's in the LGBT. We have one story for the L's and the second story for the G's. And both suck. The second story really sucks. But, yeah. Well, the first story really sucks. But, I mean, like, yeah, it's going to be a lot. What happened to you last week? I needed a little break off, a little pancake. I needed a break off. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was tired. I said, man, I'm not doing that shit. But my Sunday last week was ruined because you busy. I'm sorry, the twins. I'm so sorry. But I'm glad y'all are here today because we're getting 2 stories. We're getting 2 freaking stories, y'all. And it's like I said, it's gonna be. They're both. I'm not gonna tell you the theme of. Well, I mean, they're both. Yeah, I'll tell you that, but I'm not gonna tell you what they're both about. Thank you for that heart. Who sent that heart? Miso honey. I ain't gonna lie, I like that name. I almost said the other word. Hey, Trail, we just getting started. We are just getting started, classy. We are. Everybody need to come on in, sit down. We got 2 stories to talk about today. We're talking about 2 stories today. We're going to be talking about 2 freaking stories, and they both suck. The first story is gruesome. I ain't gonna lie to you, the first story sucks. When I was doing my research, I said, God, dog, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So when we get that first story, I'm gonna let y'all know. It's gonna be a little rough. Y'all not gonna make my chest, my pecs bounce. I've been working on my chest. I'm getting older. I can't let these things start sagging. I gotta like go hard in the gym. But y'all, get ready. We got 150 y'all up in here now. I know I came in a couple minutes late, so I'm gonna hold off until 2:11. I'm gonna get started at 2:11. That's in 2 minutes. We are getting started. And we're going to go ahead and go through everything, all right? All right. Thank y'all for coming up in here. It's good to see you, Stephanie, baby. Grab my Pringles and sweet tea. I'm ready. Oh, that sounds really good, actually. MG, don't tell me that now. You know, I don't talk to nobody, so I don't get compliments all the time. So you're going to make my head big. Speaking of big head, y'all, I realized because now I'm like 200 and I think I'm like 215 right now, and I realized that I'm kind of a big boy. I need to buy some new clothes because I put on a suit today. I was in that church looking all type of scrunched up. I said, well, it's time for a new suit. But so yeah, this problem I guess I'm gonna get it to my little brother. Cause it's not a bad or an old suit. I just gained some weight. Avian Maxwell, where were you last week? I was tired. I was really tired. I needed a little weekend off. Got my water stack ready, and that suit looking like Trina. Hold up now. Hey, Miss Gray. Is that Miss Gray? What I say? No, Miss Sager. How you doing? How you doing, Tiffany Lee? All right, y'all. It is 2:10. We getting started. It's 2:11. We are about to go ahead and get started. All right, everybody. Welcome to today's story. We are talking about 2 stories today. You get those stories, so be prepared to be here for at least an hour and a half. I don't expect it to be too much longer than an hour and a half for both stories, but be prepared to be sitting here for about an hour and a half. Now, before we get into everything, let me ask y'all right now, where y'all at right now? Where y'all at? Where y'all at right now? Where you at? Where you at? Avian Maxwell, Jamaica. She came from Jamaica, owned a couple acres. Deja said, Georgia, what's happening? Blue from Houston. Brandon from Tennessee. I can't read it. Somebody, oh shit, my mind, so I don't even know what it said. Oh, Lucky from California. It's Miss Greger from South Carolina. Nadal, oh, I don't know what that is. Stockholm. Oh, Stockholm. I should know where that is. I know that ain't in America. Lady from Kentucky. Gigi from New Jersey. Humble from Houston. Big something from Indiana. India from Georgia. T for 12. I'll move. Tiffany from Texas. Mia from Louisiana. Big T from Michigan. Lauren said in Europe. Oh, was that from I can't even think of it right now. Amber from St. Louis. Janelle from Trinidad. Hey, them Trinity girls. What is it? Alicia from Wisconsin. Debbie from Towaka, New Jersey. Miss Rhonda from Tennessee. Crystal from Oklahoma. What's happening, Crystal? I see Juicy from Kentucky. I was just in Kentucky. Sunflower says, oh, I'm late. Sunflower, you the one that held my family hostage last week? Or week before last? Where are you from? Norway? It was Norway, wasn't it? I remember you. Le Twin says, I saw Chile. Juhel from London. What's up, Juhel? It's good to see you again. Who from Chile? KT from Alabama. Natasha says she from Trinidad. We got 2 Trinidadians in the house. What I'm talking about. Diana from Little Rock. I was in Little Rock yesterday, as a matter of fact. I think I was there yesterday. Reed from South Africa. What's up? What's up, South Africa? What's up? Amber said he stay on Sunflower. I sure do. Yeah, dog. I just got my mom back. Kit Kat from Clover, South Carolina. That's what's happening. All right. Now, tell me what y'all drinking. This actually it's kind of old because it was sitting out from last night. But I'm not picky. This is Sunkiss and I think rum. I'm not sure what I put in this thing. Somebody says water. I need to be drinking water. Water. I keep forgetting to buy water, y'all. And I'm not drinking this Jackson water. I'm not drinking that shit. Somebody say ranch water. Explain that to me. Fancy got Sprite. Do you right? I do right. Crystal got water. Everybody got water today. Damn, I need to be drinking some water. Somebody Monica said Mountain Dew. Risa got limeade. Le Twins got sweet tea. Wishing it was Long Island. You don't need no liquor today. I don't need liquor today. Malibu, it says KB got Malibu. Casey got margarita. Maid Marian got sweet tea. What's up, Maid Marian? How you doing? Miss Rhonda got Dr. Pepper. I love Dr. Pepper. Deja Nicole got cherry Pepsi. I got my rice with water. Rice and water. I don't know what y'all talking about over here. All right, y'all. It is 2:14. I've been talking for long enough. We are ready to get started. Are y'all ready? Today we're going to be doing 2 stories. So, I was decided, y'all know, I have my flip-flops on kind of what I choose for my subject matter for my stories. And so, like, a lot of times, y'all know I love a good cannibal story. And I don't say love in that way. I just find those cannibal stories very interesting because you know how messed up you got to be to eat another person? Just to eat them? In that way. Because I'm sure everybody does some eating every now and again. But I'm just saying, to swallow, to digest somebody, you have to be sick in the head. You have to be very sick in the head to do that crap. So I find like cannibals, I do love a good love triangle. I do love triangles. I love them. And, I'm looking for different themes so that I can find different stories. And today I was like, you know who I don't talk about enough? The gays. So I decided to look up specifically if the LGBT. Today we're talking about the L's and the G's. And so if you're part of the L's and the G's, make some noise. Make some noise! Because we talking about you people. We people, us people, you people. We're talking about the L's and the G's. It's gonna be a good one. It's not a good in a bad way. It's a good in a. We have some very interesting topics to talk about, and I'm gonna spit some knowledge on you people. When I say you people, I mean everybody. On us, I'm spitting knowledge because I was going through, especially the first story. There's a whole lot of stuff like red flags. Like, man, don't do this shit. All right. Before we get started, I do need to let you guys know, I want to thank you so freaking much for liking this live. Right now, we're at 18,000 likes, which is great. 18,000 likes, y'all know I demand penance, which is 100,000 likes at least per story. Now, granted, y'all always blow that out the water. So, that's not slack. And also, I demand at least 100 shares per story. All right. So y'all know what that means. Get to it quickly. All right. Today we're going to start off with the unaliving of Stacy Hannah. Stacy Hannah right here. Has anyone ever heard of the story of Stacy Hannah? Who's heard of the story of Stacy Hannah? Anybody heard of her? Nope. No. Not me. No, no. I wouldn't expect y'all to. I've actually never heard of her. Y'all know I listen to a lot of true crime stuff, as well. So I had to go do a little searching. Now this is back in the 90s, but so I guess that also, kind of the reason why we've never heard of this. But let's talk about it. Now, when it comes to men and women, the type of dangers that you get between men and women, they're different. The type of violence that I got from this story is something that you normally don't get from women. But then I thought they were all gay. And when you see the pictures let me show you the pictures of the assailants, it's going to make a lot of sense. Boom. There's more testosterone in every photo than I got. So when I realized, I was like, oh yeah, that's the reason why the violence was like it is. You don't normally get this kind of violence from women. But when you realize who we're dealing with, you're going to see, you're going to understand. But let me start off with this one right here. Amber said, clocked it. Like, I'm for real, y'all. I was reading. I was like normally women don't act like this. Like, excuse me? I'm sorry. I'm really such a lady. Like, you're not supposed to be doing this shit. And then I was like, oh. And I saw the pictures. I said, that makes a whole hell of a lot of sense. So, we're going to start in July of 1997. This is Stacy Hannah. Okay? Now, in this story, y'all, we got a Stacy, a Tracy, we got a Kelly, a Dana, a Stephanie, and a D'Amica. I'm just going to let y'all know. Who do y'all think D'Amica is? Out of all the names, Kelly, Tracy, Stephanie, and D'Amica, who's D'Amica? Who's D'Amica? Y'all, I promise you, this ain't even a trick question. It's not a trick question. Somebody said a bald head. 3 out of the 4 are bald headed. And y'all, it's not a trick question. Literally, it's the black one. It's the black one, okay? The black one is D'Amica. I just thought it was funny because everybody was like Tracy. Like before I saw their pictures, I was just reading their names, and I was like Tracy, Dana, Stephanie, and I said D'Amica. I said, is one of us up in here? I said, where we get in here? Then I found their pictures, and I was like, I know who D'Amica is, and then I verified. So yes, I know exactly who D'Amica was. All right, but anyway, let me go back to the story. I just had to go. You know, we got a lot of names in this story. Yeah, we don't want to assume. Who said it? Erica. Oh no, said yeah. I don't want to assume. I don't want to assume no one's race and gender. You know, I don't want to assume anything. All right. So Stacy lived in Lynchburg, Virginia. A horrible name for a city, but she lived in Lynchburg. Now, she had this friend. I don't know who the friend was. The friend really isn't relevant to the story. It's, you know, the grand scheme of the story. But I do have to mention she did have this friend who's unnamed, who was moving from Lynchburg to Richmond, Virginia, which I believe Richmond is the capital, I believe. Granted, I ain't took social studies since middle school. I don't know. But they were going to Richmond. And now this friend was like, oh, girl, I need help. You know, I got a whole house to move. I need some help. Can you help me? And now Stacy, you know, she's a good friend. She was like, sure, I'll help you. So Stacy helped her friend move to Richmond, Virginia. Now, when she got to Richmond, Virginia, she actually was with her friend. So she moved with her friend. I don't know if this is supposed to be permanent or temporary, but she did move in with her friend as she helped her friend move her shit into the new house. Got it? So when she got to Richmond, she was like, now granted, y'all, this is 1997. She got to Richmond and she loved it. She loved it. She was in Richmond and she saw all the stuff going on. And Stacey was like, you know, I can kind of dig with this, you know. So she decided to stay in Richmond. She got a job. Stacey got a job at this bagel shop, which I didn't know bagel shops still existed, but apparently they do. But she got a job at this bagel shop and she was making bagels and shit. And apparently she did not stay with her friend. She decided to stay in Richmond, but she did not stay with her friend. She got another apartment. She got an apartment. But she had roommates, okay? This apartment, she found that they needed roommates. And that's where these lovely, lovely ladies come into play, okay? Now, in this apartment, these two women did not live there, okay? They did not live there. Stephanie, who is here, this is Stephanie Cole with the glasses. Stephanie. Her boy name was like, it would be like Doug. If she was a boy. Doug. But it's Stephanie. Stephanie Cole was down here. She lived in the house. And Kelly Ann Tibbs. Right here. Kelly Ann. I'm going to call her Ann. But Ann up here also lived in this apartment. And they needed a roommate. Now, Ann was the femme of everybody here. Well, everybody else was butch. Everybody was butch, but Ann was the femme. Okay? So, you know, they needed a roommate, and Stacy came through. She was like, hey, I got a job, whatever. So, yeah, this is what we're going to do. And she moved in with them, and it was great. It was actually pretty great at first. Now, keep in mind now, in July of 1997, early July of 1997, she moved to Richmond, Virginia. Okay, she got a coffee shop. She got a job at the bagel shop. And then she moved in with stud number 1 and femme number 1. Well, this is the only femme of the story. So femme and stud number 1. Okay, I'm saying that because the story moves very quickly. Like there ain't a whole lot of time between the time she got to Richmond till we get to the big event. Okay? So now, the house was on the 200th block of South Belmont Avenue in Richmond, Virginia. Now, she met her roommate, which, like I said, was Anna Tibbs, Kelly Ann Tibbs, and Dana Vaughn. My bad. That's not Stephanie. That's, no, that is, fuck that is. That is Stephanie. That's Stephanie. My bad, y'all. Sorry. It's too many names because I still ain't went over another name right here. Dana. This is Stephanie. My bad. Back on track. All right. Now I call them I don't know if I can say lesbians. I just can't say I don't want to say that because that may be a little offensive, and I ain't trying to get kicked off of TikTok. But the lesbian house. Now, Anne had a girlfriend named Tracy Bittner. All right, so who's Tracy here? Oh my gosh, that's Tracy. So that's Tracy right there. Tracy like Kyle. Tracy like Kyle or Brad. I would say Brad. Okay. What's a good name for this person, right? Timothy. I see Cody. Oh, Cody. Oh, well, Tracy can be a man's name too. I knew several Tracys growing up. Sean. Matt. Oh, Matt. That's a good one too. I can see Matt. Eric. Damn, these are really good names for Dylan. Brett. I don't know about Brett. I don't know about Dylan. Cody. Mike. But yeah, anyway, this is Tracy, all right? So these two were dating. This is Anne. Anne was dating Tracy. All right, I'm gonna have to point when I say names and stuff like this because since they all look like dudes, I can't. It's gonna be kind of hard to kind of remember that because they all kept their girl names. But I guess it was 97. People, I don't know if women did people change their names really back then in the day? I don't know. But Anne was dating Tracy. Okay. All right. Now Tracy did not live in the house, but she was always at the house. You follow me? All right. Now, this is D'Amica, which we already knew. D'Amica Winkler. D'Amica is going to prove a lot of stereotypes in this damn story, and it pisses me off. I mean, not only is the story like really freaking terrible, but like to be the only black one, I don't know. I felt some type of way. But D'Amica Winkler, she's 18, and Stephanie Cole, which Stephanie is not pictured here. Okay, Stephanie is not pictured. Got D'Amica Winkler, and this is Tracy. This is. Oh yeah, this is Stephanie. Excuse me. Dana is not pictured. Got D'Amica, Stephanie, Tracy, and Anne. All right. Okay. I had to get that out the way because there's a lot to go here, a lot of names, but keep following. Y'all, somebody said D'Amica 18. No way, y'all. They were all like 18 to 19. Nobody was in their 20s in this story. Stacy is 18. Anne is 19. Dana is the only one I couldn't get her age, but she has the least involvement. Tracy, 19. She's 19. She's 19. She's 18, and she is 18. They look old. I thought. Never mind. I was trying to say something that was probably gonna get me kicked off. But let's keep going, y'all, because we got to get to the bad part of the story. All right. So Stacy, let's bring Stacy back up here. Stacy got into the house. Oh, thank you for that heart. And thank you guys for liking it. We had 6,000 to 8,000 likes already. Let's keep it going. Thank you for them kisses. I feel that shit. I feel it. But now, Stacy got up in his house and she saw Ann. Kellyanne? She saw Kellyanne over here. Let me put Kellyanne right there. She saw that face and she said, I like to. That's what she said. She like, imagine if this is your face. This is what I want to do right here. That's what she, was like. Or maybe the other way. So imagine that was my face. She really had a thing for god doggone Kellyanne. I don't know exactly what it was about Kellyanne, but everybody liked her for some reason. Well, I guess she was the only film. And if you're a stud, you're not going to go for another stud. I don't know. Do studs go for studs? I don't know. But she was, she saw Kellyanne and she really liked Kellyanne and she really wanted Kellyanne for herself. And it became more, it went beyond just kind of liking her to an infatuation. Keep in mind, y'all, I ain't gonna say this bitch. This girl, baby girl, she just moved in July of 1997. Early July 1997. This whole story takes place in the whole month of July of 1997. She just moved in. And she already got her eye on this other girl. Now, she saw that Kelly was dating Tracy. Just show y'all. She saw that Kelly was dating Tracy. And Stacy wanted Kelly for herself. She was like, I would be a better stud for you. I like you. The way that Kelly was just joking with her and touched her. And the way that when she walked out of the room, she just smelled her. She really wanted Kellyanne for herself. And she did not think that Tracy was a better girlfriend for this person. And so she was like, no, I want her. And it became a big obsession. Now, she followed that girl like a puppy. Stacy did. Stacy followed that girl like a puppy. She wanted her all to herself. And so one day she decided to, take it to herself. After she kind of came up with her mind that she was a better girl for Kelly, she went to Tracy over here. She went to Tracy. So now you got Stacy and Tracy. Show y'all Stacy again. Stacy went to Tracy. And she said, she was like, they were having a conversation. They still really don't know each other like that. But she's talking to Tracy. And she goes, hey, hey, man. And so Tracy turned to her. She was like, what? And she was like, yeah, I don't want to tell you the bad news, but Kelly, that girl you're with, she doesn't like you anymore, man. She has another stud. They're doing Naruto things with their hands. She has a better grip, and I heard her knuckles can really crack. And so, obviously, Tracy was upset about this. She was like, my bitch? Why the hell my bitch don't like me no more? What is this about another man? Now, I'm going to tell y'all this right now. First off, if you ever want to be a homewrecker, I don't condone being a homewrecker, but if you're going to be a homewrecker, be a good homewrecker. Come up with a better lie. Not something that people can easily corroborate just by asking simple questions. Don't go husky knuckles. God. Don't go to a couple, man, woman, whoever you're trying to break up. Don't go to a couple and tell one of the people that the other one is seeing somebody else. Because all it takes is for one to go to the other and be like, hey, are you seeing somebody else? For them to be like, no, who told you this? And then confront you. And then you are stuck in a lie. You're looking stupid. Don't do that. You have to plant evidence. Okay? Put a text in their phone. Text. Make a Google number. Get the other person's phone. Text the Google number that's attached to your phone. Have a fake conversation. Delete the Google number from your phone. And then tell the other person. So when they go through their phone, they'll see the evidence. And then you break them up. Don't just go stupid. Now, granted, this was in 1997. They didn't have Google numbers and shit like that. But like, from experience or something? No. I mean, not doing that. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. But Google numbers are a really good way to give people a number if you don't want them. Thank you for the hat. No cap. So anyway, y'all. She went and told Tracy, Stacy told Tracy that Kelly was cheating on her with another stud. And Tracy obviously, and rightfully so, got upset. She was like, why is my bitch talking to another stud? Like, I don't like this. So Tracy went to Kelly. Tracy went to Kellyanne over here, this mopey bitch. And she went over there and she was like, hey, I heard you were talking to another girl with harder knuckles. Is that true? And all it took was Kelly to be like, Like, oh my gosh, no. Why would I be talking to another stud with bigger knuckles? Your knuckles are just husky enough for me. Who told you that shit? And so then it took no time for them to track it back to this lying ass obsessed girl. And I don't wanna be insensitive because she is the victim in this story. But once again, if you're gonna lie about something like that, have a better story. Plant evidence. Don't just say something out the crack of your ass. Like, that's crazy. Don't do that. So, that was the first tidbit of information for cheaters. This doesn't, it doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, bi, whatever. Just if you're a cheater and you want to lie, that was the first tidbit of information. But anyway, Tracy had, after Tracy and Kelly had confirmed that Stacy had lied to them, they all got upset. So she told her friend D'Amica, she told Stephanie over here, and they were like, this is fucked up. This is fucked up. This bitch trying to come between me and my girl. Yeah, let's get the whole group together. So she told all of them, and they started plotting. They started plotting and plotting and plotting. Okay. So the Kegel sisters got together to teach Stacy a lesson. Now, not Tracy. Yeah, it was Tracy. No. What's his woman name is? Kellyanne. Anne really antagonized the group. Anne was the one that was really going like, yeah, we need to use our fist, and not in the fun way. We need to really show her that we mean business. She's not gonna fuck with me and my relationship with my stud. And the rest of them was like, yeah, we're not gonna do that. And so they all decided they were going to teach Stacy a lesson, and decided to give her the Chris Brown treatment. I actually wrote that down. Decided to give her the Chris Brown treatment. Y'all know the Chris Brown treatment. Now, let's move on to this story. We all know, why did I write this? We all know a lesbian's most powerful weapon is her fist. But they needed something more. They needed something more than their fist. Y'all with 100,000 likes. Hey, must be the money. Hey. And only 20 minutes in. Y'all crazy. I love y'all. Sir, what were you drinking when you wrote this? I wasn't drinking nothing. I'm drunk on life. You hear me? Life is my only drug. So, we all know that a lesbian's most powerful weapon is her fist. But they needed something more, so they decided to get a box. The C word, the thing you use to open up boxes with, is very, very sharp. I'm scared to say it because of TikTok. But they decided to get a box, C word. Now, coincidentally, this box opener was shoplifted the day before. Guess who stole it the day before? Guess who stole it the day before? Stacy. I don't know. I hear, I don't talk about, LGBT stories and lesbian stories a lot, but quite a few of the ones that I have talked about, they're some thieves. Y'all be thieving? I need to know. I got some stud friends. I need to know before I invite them back over my house. But, Stacy had stole the box cutter. The box opener. Excuse me. All right. Now, July the 27th of 1997. Keep in mind, she just came in there in July, early July. Okay? Just came in there in July. Who said they're late? Nene, ooh, I'm late. Don't worry, Nene. Sit your ass down because I got 2 stories today. She came in July of 1997, y'all. We're on July the 27th. This is it. We about to get to the big event. Y'all need y'all to get your drinks. Take a sip. Take a sip, because we are about to get into the real dark, the meat and potatoes of this story. I got to get in close, because we about to get there. I'm going to let y'all know. I'm going to try to be very easy with my words, because it's going to get kind of gruesome. And I have to be very careful with how I word myself here, because y'all know TikTok will shut me down in 15 seconds. So I have to be very careful. So are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? All right. July the 27th of 1997, the Box sisters, that's going to be Stacy, Tracy, and Damika and Stephanie. They spent the day drinking beer. Now, Stephanie, let me put Stephanie back up here. This girl, the one with the glasses, the mean looking one, well, the second mean looking one, she lived in Chesterfield. Remember, Stephanie did not live in the house, which I think I told you at the beginning. She did live in the house. No, she did not. Stephanie lived in Chesterfield. Okay, it was Dana and Kellyanne that stayed in the house. This is Stephanie, not Dana. All right. So Stephanie lived in Chesterfield, and after they had been drinking, you know, she was like, "You guys, there's a party near Chesterfield." Oh wait, you guys, there's a party near Chesterfield. Let's go out there and drink some more. And so everybody was good. The Box sisters was all like, "Yeah, let's go and party." Now I'm gonna give y'all a bit of advice, a good bit of advice. If you are trying to be a homewrecker, this is for the homewreckers. Oh wait, thank you for the bunny thing. This is for the homewreckers. Who's a homewrecker? Right, wave your hand if you've ever wrecked a home before. Well, I've never done it. Ari, you bold as a motherfucker. T for Twyla. Hell no. Candy Love said occasionally. Y'all bold as hell. Y'all are bold as hell. Ariana, what are you doing here? Not on purpose. I did once. Y'all need Jesus. But look, this is for the homewreckers. I gave y'all a bit of advice earlier, you know, about if you want to lie about someone, seeing someone else or plant evidence. This is another thing for homewreckers. If you're trying to wreck somebody's house, if you want to be the side chick, the side dude, if you want to wreck someone's home and you come in between their relationship, so they know, at least one of them know, and then very shortly afterwards, especially after a day of drinking, they're like, "Hey, forget all that. Let's go party in the woods." Don't go. Save yourself the problems. I don't give a dang how, if you tell, so you see this couple and you want one of the couple. So you go to the other one and said, "Hey, that one, they're cheating on you. They don't want you no more," to try to break them up. And then the next day or very soon after, y'all are all having a good time. Like, "Hey, let's go to a party in the woods." Red flag. Don't do that dumb shit. Don't do it. Okay? Save yourself the problems. Okay? But that's what they did. So very shortly after she tried to break them up, they decided to all get drunk and then go to a party in the woods. That's what they had told Stacy. They told Stacy, like, "Hey, let's keep drinking," even though they were already drinking. "Let's keep drinking at another location that's in the woods because there's a party." So, yeah, I even wrote that down. Like, don't go. Like, I'm telling y'all, knowledge. Think. So, this spot was off of Cogbill Road near the Chesterfield Airport. So, now, when they got there, they pulled up. Everyone, they got inside of a car. I don't know whose car they was in. It's not really important. But they got into one of their cars and they drove to this spot, which is a popular drinking spot that was supposed to be having a party. And when they got there, everybody steps out the car, and Stacy's looking around. She's like, bitch, where's the party? You know, she's looking around for all these people to be there, and no one's there. So, I don't know if this is girl brain, if this is lesbian brain, or if this is unaliver brain. But people can be very dramatic, okay? Maybe it's not about sex. Maybe it's just rape. Oh, thank you for that hat, no cap. But as soon as they stepped out, you know, Stacy's looking around like this. And you got Tracy, Ann, D'Amica, and Stephanie. So these four, Tracy, Kellyanne, what is up here, D'Amica, and Stephanie, they all step out the car and they go, 1, 2, 3. I love you. Why the hell they say that, I do not know. But as soon as they did that, they started to give her the Chris Brown in the car after he called an STD treatment. Wank, 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 wank. Bow, bow. I mean, they just started knocking. I mean, yo. So, boom, bow, bow. All the girls jumped her. So Stacy is there trying to hold her on while all these girls are just jumping on her, right? Now, while they're doing this, they were all just kind of like, you know, doing the we're going to teach you a lesson type shit. But out of these four, guess who really got into it? I'm going to give y'all a wild guess. Guess who really got into it? While they was all using their fists, guess who really got into it? Who's going to give me the correct answer first? The black one. I told her she was gonna prove a lot of stereotypes. Why you gotta be the most violent? All of y'all came to do deadly things. Why are you the most violent? So while everybody is sitting there, now granted, they did have the box opener. But while everybody's sitting there, this bitch saw a cinder block. Picked that mug up and said, wham! So the Stacy's on the ground, right? And all of a sudden this brick just bow on the side of the head. They take out the box opener. What happened? They take out the box opener and then everybody just starts taking turns. Slice. Everybody's taking turns. Now, Stacy is fighting for her life, y'all. She's fighting for her life. While these four girls, I'm not even gonna say they were friends, because bitch, you came in and immediately tried to break up a couple. But these people that she thought she knew, they going crazy, right? So, the Scissor Sisters did not stop. They got that box opener and they kept going. They took turns. Now, after they were done. Now, she was still alive. She was still good. Okay? She was still alive. They was like, all right, we're done. Now she's on the ground. She's badly hurt. They walk away. They go to the car and they sit for a little bit and they leave her laying on the ground, right? And then they were sitting there and they was like, oh, maybe we should help her. Like, maybe we should do something about it, right? So they came back. They saw her laying on the ground. She's hurt, covered in red bodily fluids. And they was like, she's hurt. Let's just take her to the hospital. But then no. Because one of them said, we got to get rid of her or she's going to rat us out. Now, granted, I don't know who said that statement. But this statement was said, we got to get rid of her. She's going to rat us out. We're not going to take this bitch to the hospital. Try to break us up. Who did that shit? So then they picked her up. They took her to the car. They opened the trunk and they threw her in the back of the truck. Okay? And then they started driving. Skirt. They started driving through the streets. They really know where they was going. They started driving. Now, remember, Stacy is still alive. She's still alive and breathing in the back of the trunk. She's hurt, but she's alive. And so while they're driving, she's starting to, get a little more energy. She's making a whole lot of noise. She's in the back of the trunk, kicking and yelling and screaming and shit like that. And the butch box bitches, I don't know, they're sitting there and they was like, shit, we gotta shut this bitch up because she's making too much noise, okay? So while driving, they stopped the car. They stopped the car because she's making too much noise. Guess who took it upon themselves to shut her up? Guess who took it upon themselves to shut her up? Take a wild guess. Take a wild guess. Who took it upon themselves? I must say Meek. D'Amica. Why D'Amica was the one who was all this aggressive? She wasn't even a part of it. These two was the ones that Stacy tried to break up. Why D'Amica's taking all these steps? But they stopped the car. D'Amica get her black ass out. She gonna open the trunk with the box opener. Said, "Shut up, bitch! Shut the fuck up, bitch!" And to try to get her to shut up. Now I don't know where they pulled over because ain't nobody see nobody jabbing in the back of the trunk. So everybody's just up in the car. She's just back there trying to get the girl to be quiet. All right. So after she got her to quiet down, she closed the trunk, got back in the car, and then the car took off again. Okay. Now finally, about 30 minutes later, from the time they left the first time, now about 30 minutes later, they finally stopped the car at a logging trail off Nash Road. A logging trail, which, just a trail that people go logging trails. They go up there to get wood out the forest and cut down trees and all that stuff. And they're normally, people don't normally use these roads because they're just for loggers. These are normally in the middle of nowhere. All right. So the white lesbians pulled her out the car and they spat on her. But the black one, the black lesbian precipitated every stereotype and robbed her. Bitch, I'm really trying to. Why couldn't the white one rob her? Why the black one rob her? Nothing against white people. Y'all know I'm part white. No, legit. If you're new here, I'm literally part white. But damn, I'm more black. We've been trying to fight oppression for years. And the one story where this black one is, and keep in mind, I don't know why she's here. We don't know why she's here. She's just there. But the only black one chooses to be the most aggressive and the thief. So they open the trunk and they start spitting on this girl. While they're spitting on her, they're like, give me your jewelry and give me your stuff. And Stacy was like, please just let me keep one of my rings. And the black one, D'Amica, she said no. She said, no, bitch, give me all your shit. And so she stole her watch. She stole her rings. Just stole everything off this girl. I think she had a necklace on too. They stole everything. So she stole everything. Now, Stephanie over here, she got her black ass back in the car while the others dragged Stacy to a mud puddle. All right? So that leaves these three. They dragged Stacy to a mud puddle. And once they got her to the mud puddle, they took off her shirt, they took off her pants, and they just left her in her drawers. So just her drawers and her bra. They just left her in there. And the reason for this is because apparently Stacy, the clothes that Stacy was wearing was Kelly's clothes. Or Kellyanne's clothes. I don't know if Because once again, y'all, she literally just met and moved in with these bitches beginning of July. Okay? She just met and moved in with these bitches at the beginning of July. Do you know people in 3 weeks enough to be wearing their clothes? I don't even like wearing nobody's clothes. And plus, if people wear my clothes, I don't even want it back. But anyway, so Stacy was wearing Kellyanne's clothes, and so they got her clothes off of her. And they continued to use the box opener on her, y'all, and just slice and dice. When all was said and done, there was at least 65 slashes and dashes. With 2 of those box opener wounds being over 14 inches, going all the way from her shoulder to her behind. Yeah, so not only were they just slice, it was just like amongst all the other stuff they were doing to her. Because remember, there was kicks, punches, all type of stuff. Now, this part is really sad, very, very sad, because in her last few moments, she realized what was about to happen. So she started crying and she was begging them. She was like, please just let me call my mom and tell my mom I love them. And they said no. They said no. No. And all because she lied and just tried to break them up. They could have just said, bitch, we don't want you living in our house anymore. Do people just not say, I don't want to be your friend anymore? Like, they have to do all this shit? That's so fucking weird. So, they said no. So, while they were using their feet, bow, bow, bow. Who is this? Tracy. Now, this is Tracy here. Tracy. Remember, this whole thing started because Stacy tried to break up Tracy and Kellyanne. So Tracy had grabbed her hair, got the box opener, and said, now, it was so deep that it opened up the windpipe. It opened up the windpipe, but it did not hit a major artery. So it wasn't a whole lot of, red bodily fluids, but it did open up the windpipe. Like, it was, yeah. Very bad. Very, very bad. Then once they were done, they just, put her back in the puddle, face down, and walked away. And so in the end, she passed away due to, it was a mixture of, water in your lungs and red bodily fluids being lost, too much of that. So that was kind of a mixture of the why she passed away. Okay. But it is presumed that had she gotten medical attention immediately, she would have survived. But they left it. Now, you may be wondering, because I talked about, there were Kellyanne, and remember inside the house was Dana, okay? Kellyanne with Dana. She didn't live in a house. She didn't live in a house. She didn't live in a house. If I'm correct, one was a neighbor. Hold on. Let me go back because I wrote it down. There was a lot to this. Yeah, it was Stacy, Kelly, and Dana were roommates. Tracy was the girlfriend. D'Amica was the neighbor. She lived very close to them. And this one lived in that other city, which is the city they drove to, and all this stuff happened. All right. So when they got, you may be wondering, where's Dana? Where's that lesbian? She was there. Now, Dana was actually in the car when all this stuff happened. She just never got out of the car. She just never got out of the car. So, and she claimed, and I don't believe a word she said. I don't believe a word nobody said, but she claimed, I never got out the car. I don't know what they were doing. I had no idea what they were doing because I never got out of the car. Until they got back into the car. So when they got back in the car, they started bragging about it. Yes. So, and the one that you know that everything's about, Anne, sad, droopy eyed Anne, she bragged and she said, she screamed. She was in the car. She was yelling. She was like, ah. She said that when she got in the car, she was bragging to Dana. This is her exact words. She said, while she was, slicing and dicing, she was telling Stacy, give me your heart, bitch. Why won't you, the D word, why won't you pass away? This is what she was saying. So she got inside the car. She was like, yeah, that's what I told her. I told her, give me your heart, bitch. And then, I tried to figure out, because once again, y'all, this is 1997. I tried to figure out how they got caught. I tried to figure out who told, who snitched. I don't know if, because they left the body at the logging yard. So maybe one of the loggers came in the next day and they saw, Stacy laying in a puddle of water. I do not know. I looked up and down, left and right. I could not find it. Okay. And plus I was kind of in a time crunch, so I couldn't spend all day looking. But the next day, all four of the boxcar butchers, the boxcar butch bitches, all four of them was arrested. Well, actually, all five of them was arrested because they also got Dana ass up in there too. Okay? And they admitted, Anne admitted to instigating it. Okay? This is another direct quote from Anne. Anne, the bitch that instigated everything. It's a direct quote from her, y'all. Y'all, we had 194,000 likes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, y'all. 194,000 likes. That is crazy. Awesome. Let's keep going. But this is a direct quote from Anne. Anne says, when they asked her about everything, she says, we were, well, yeah, she's got a regular voice. She's the film. We were all kind of feeding off each other because when D'Amica, hit her, I was like, yeah, and I kicked her and I hit her twice. And then Tracy, her girlfriend, was like, yeah, and we were just going to kick her around. 200,000 likes. Hey! What that woman did? Yo, we had 200,000 likes. That's crazy. I love y'all. Let's keep going. Because we got to get to the second story. But y'all, so anyway, she was like, yeah, we were just feeding off each other's energy. We were just there to kick her around. And it just kind of went up. And yeah, of course she blamed it on the black girl. But I mean, was she wrong? The black girl did it. Now, D'Amica, the gangster of the group, they got to D'Amica and they asked her crazy ass. And this is what D'Amica said. She says, I mean, nobody deserved to D-word. But it was just one of those times. Now, when they asked one of those times for what? D'Amica said, when somebody had to. So, no remorse. Barefoot Spirit, no remorse. Like they did not care. But I bet you they cared when it came to sentencing because Kelly Ann, Tracy, and D'Amica were all given life. Okay? Now, Stephanie, which is this one right here, which I was surprised. I was like, why? Why Stephanie? Stephanie got 20 years. I was like, why the hell Stephanie got 20 years? I guess because when it came down to the actual, taking her out, Stephanie did get back in the car. She did technically get back in the car. I didn't get any word on what happened to Dana. I don't get into what happened with Dana. I don't know. Because like I said, Dana said she ain't know shit until everybody got back in and start, whatever. But yeah, Stephanie got 20 years. Now, Stephanie admitted, well, she said at first, at first she ain't did shit. She was like, I ain't do nothing. But then she turned around and admitted that she did at least twice on her thigh and her back with the box opener. Now, in 2015, on the 18th anniversary of the crime, the 18th anniversary, the day of, Stephanie was released from prison 18 years into her 20-year sentence. So she's a free stud. You know, Stephanie's out, you know, being a problem on the streets. I know, right? And that's the first story. That's the first story. Who is this? Do not show. Decline. That's the first story. We're about to get into the second story. What is this case called so I can research it? This is the victim's name, which is her right here. Is Stacy Hannah. Stacy Hannah. Okay? And this is in Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Mika got life right. Yeah, Mika, Kellyanne, and Tracy all got life. Stephanie's the one that got 20 years, and I ain't heard nothing about Dana. Okay? I ain't got nothing about Dana. How you doing, sweetie? You took the sign down? I didn't take it down. The sign fell while I was not at home. And I guess the bitch broke. The LED won't come on no more, so I can't use it. Cheap piece of shit. I mean, I guess it was fine for what it was worth. I just wish it didn't fall. But as far as I know, they should be still living. This just happened in 1997. Thank you, Elite Goddess Forever. Thank you. Did you get the air fix? No. It's hot as hell in this house. It's hot as hell in this house right now. And they all serving their sentence at Fluvanna and have permanent kept separate orders. I would hope so. We don't need Orange is Black situation going on with them. Thank you, Renee Miller, for following. Was it life without possibility of parole? I did not get the possibility of parole. All I heard was they got life in prison. I didn't see without parole, so assumingly they would have parole. And if it's general parole, probably after 25 years. But I don't know. Okay, once again, this case is like almost 30 years old at this point. Yes, it's life without parole. Thank you, Kate Johnson. Imagine they escaped. I'm scared. Speaking of escape, y'all know they just called your boy. The one that's been missing for like 5 months. They just called him. Derrick Groves. And his girlfriend turned him in after they got into a fight. They got into an argument because she was mad that she was taking care of his ass, and they got into an argument and she turned him in. Ladies, if you're gonna take care of a bum, you're gonna have to commit. Don't turn him in just because you're mad. Cause you shouldn't have helped him in the first place. Alright? What did she think was gonna happen? He's gonna get out and get a job? He was gonna go out there and spin the block? What she think the man was one of the most wanted people in America at the time. What did she think was gonna happen? And the thing was, she did it because she thought she was gonna get the award money for $20,000, and then they arrested her ass. Crazy. But y'all, let's not dwell because we are ready for the second story. Now, the second story is also kind of mid 2000s, whatever. For whatever reason, y'all, I could not find a picture of the victim. I do not know why I could not find a picture of the victim, but I could not find, not the victim, excuse me, of the suspect. I could not find a picture of the suspect. I did find pictures of the victims here. Okay. So remember, I told y'all today's story we were dealing with the L and the G, a part of the LGBT. So the first story was the L's. Now we got to talk about the G's. These are the G's here. So yeah, draw the suspect. I don't know how he looked like. I couldn't find a picture of the man. I couldn't find. Yeah, I promise you, I went through like 20 articles. I Googled his name, looked up pictures, and only the victims popped up. I could not find anything of the pictures. Now, you guys, we're in the second story now. I need another 100 shares. Right now, I see 114, which is great for their first story. But now we're in the second story. Now, second story is not going to be that long. It's not going to be that long. But I need 100 shares. Okay? All right. Why is it being protected? I do not know, because they were all adults at the time of this. But I'm telling y'all, the name is Jeffrey Bernard Neal. Jeffrey Bernard Neal. Okay? You want to look him up? Look him up. And if you find a picture, let me know, because I couldn't find shit. And I was looking. Okay? All right. So now, we're going to go. Actually, I have to start in the second place. Jeffrey Bernard Neal. Now, before I get started with this story, I do also let you guys know, of course, I need another 100,000. I know y'all got 236,000, which is amazing for that first story, but that was only for the first story. You don't get a pass. Now we're on the second story, so let's keep it kicking. Okay? Thank you guys so much for those who've been liking the live. Thank you guys who've been sharing it. Thank you guys for the gifts. Thank you guys so much. I love you. I love to love you, baby. So now, we have to start here. Jeffrey, who is not pictured, he had been friends with these two boys since childhood. This is Delano Whitfield. Delano, maybe Delano, maybe, because Delano Franklin Delano Roosevelt, maybe. But this is Delano Whitfield, and this is Leon Young. All right. He had been friends with them since childhood. At the time of the story, they were all in their early to mid 20s. Okay. I think like 22, 23, something around that age. But he had been friends with them for years. Now, over the years, Jeffrey and Leon were really, really close. And, you know, they went through high school together. They went through middle school. They went through high school. When hormones started raging and rushing, they explored that with each other. They started having sword fights. And they played hide the pickle. They did a lot of shit. And it was, you know, a whole lot of hugging the tree gay shit going on, you know? Whole lot of that stuff going on. But now, when they got older, they really wanted to play hide the pickle, but they didn't want to do it in private so much, so they decided to get a house. And so they got a house together. Now, this house was owned by Jeffrey. I believe it was one of Jeffrey's family members' house that he was staying in because he was renting, but it was under Jeffrey's name, you know, the rent or whatever. It's under Jeffrey's name. Now, when they moved into the house, they needed a roommate, and that's where Delano comes in. So Delano moved into the house with Leon and Jeffrey. And it was cool because Delano knew them as well, so they were all really good friends. And y'all, when I say they used to play hide the cucumbers with an S together. So witnesses said that it was just everybody with everybody in the house. Everybody with everybody. You know, wake up, maybe it was Leon. Wake up, maybe it was Delano. Go to sleep, Leon and Delano. You know, like it was just everybody just doing a whole bunch of freaky shit. But you know, you're allowed to. You're allowed to. You know, whatever. So, yeah, now, this kind of what it was. Somebody says, I'm lost. Jeffrey, Leon, and Delano stayed in the house, and they were a throuple. Does that make more sense? They were a throuple. Okay? Y'all know what a throuple is, right? All right, cool. And you know, to each his own. You know, they were having fun. I'm assuming it was just with each other, but yeah. So they was doing the bending. I think everybody was. I don't know, but yeah. All right. Now, Delano, which is this guy over here, Delano, he actually had big dreams of going to Europe. One of his big dreams in life was going to Europe and just spending time out there. And he really put a lot of his attention towards going to Europe. So one day he decided to do so. He saved up his money. He left and he went to Europe, leaving Leon and Jeffrey in the house alone. Okay, leaving Leon and Jeffrey in the house alone. So Delano, he decided to leave his boyfriends. So I leave his boyfriend and follow his dream of going to Europe and leaving Leon and Jeffrey inside the house alone. So now, when he did this, hold on now. Oh, he also let people know that he was going to, of course, whatever. He did tell people like, I'm going to Europe, yada yada yada, whatever. Now, this put a strain on Jeffrey and Leon. Now, Jeffrey and Leon were together first. So they were inside the house alone. This put a strain as far as like bills, shit like that. They couldn't do it, and they were having arguments over bills and shit all the goddamn time. They were having arguments over bills. How was the bills going to get paid? Whatever. And this became a point of contingency in their relationship. June the 12th, 2014. Now, Jeffrey, once again, sorry that I could not find a picture of Jeffrey. But Jeffrey, his house needed some repairs. He needed some help getting some shit done. And his uncles were very handy. So he had called his uncles with an S. I'm new here, y'all. What's T? K, baby, you new? Better sit your black ass down, because I'm telling y'all what's going on. But y'all can welcome K Baby now or at the end of the live. It does not matter. Let me keep going. We in June the 12th of 2014, right? Jeffrey lived at his house, which I'm going to tell you the address. The address is 1846 8th Street Northwest. Okay? So he needed some repairs done in his house. So he called his uncles to come over there because Jeffrey didn't know how to do shit. And so his uncles came over to the house and, they were helping him fix up some shit and get some stuff done. Also, I need to pause. Y'all, we are only at 164 shares. I said 100 per like, per story. What y'all waiting on? What y'all waiting on? They found Jeffrey Pick. How the hell y'all find Jeffrey Pick? Let me keep going. So his uncles were there and they was fixing up the house and they were trying to get everything taken care of, right? They were in there, they was doing some shit. And while they was there, they was in the house. This is on June the 12th, 2014. They in the house, they fixing some shit. And one of the uncles, they were like, hey. And the other was like, what's up? You smell that? Smell what? You don't smell that? So the other uncle, he's like, I do smell it. What is that? I don't know. Is it the trash? We had 200 shares. Thank y'all. 200. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. All right. Don't think. Whatever. Let me keep going. So yeah, they're in there. They're looking at the house. They're like, they don't see anything. They go to the trash. Thank you for the hat. No cap. They go to the trash. They don't find anything. So then they leave the trash. They're still doing their duties. And they're doing it while they're doing these repairs around the house. The smell's just getting worse. And so one of the uncles, which were unnamed, by the way, the uncles was like, yo, what is that smell? And so they start looking around the house. They stop what they're doing. They go looking around the house, try to figure out where the hell that smell is coming from. And they end up going to the attic. They go to the attic. They open up the attic. Or I don't know if it's the door or the pull down, whatever they do. They go to the attic. They get to the attic, and the smell is loud as hell inside the attic, okay? So they just like, what the hell is that smell? They looking around, they see flies buzzing everywhere, and it just smells like putrid shit going on. And so they go around, they look, and they see this air mattress. Now, it doesn't say if the air mattress was inflated or not. I believe it was not inflated. But they go to this air mattress, and they go and they see the flies buzzing around and shit, and they're like, and it's like a lump underneath the air mattress. They pull the air mattress back. Y'all, they find a body, okay? They find a body. And when I tell you the body was covered in, it was first off, it was decaying. It was decaying. And it was covered in maggots. It was terrible. And so they freak the fuck out and they start running and they go and they call the police. You know, whatever. Now, one of the uncles, you know, he contacts what's your boy, Jeffrey, right? He contacts Jeffrey. And he's calling Jeffrey and everything, and Jeffrey realizes he's been found out. So Jeffrey, he actually I gotta jump around. I gotta jump back around because I know the story, but I wrote it in a certain way. So the police were called and quickly discovered the rotting body. And they discovered all the decay and all the maggots and the flies and shit. And they quickly realized that it was Leon Young. It was this one over here, Leon. In my opinion, he looks like that black boy from Stranger Things. Just my personal opinion. Not saying anything. Now, what happened to Leon? June the 7th. June the 7th. Jeffrey boy, he walks into the room and he sees Leon holding what he called a kunai, which is like almost like a samurai sword type deal. And he's holding the kunai and he's shaking. He's shaking like this. Hold on. He's shaking. He's got the kunai in his hand. And Jeffrey's like, "Hey, babe, what are you shaking for?" And Leon turned to Jeffrey and he goes, "We had 300,000 likes. Hey, must be the money. Hey, pop that. Y'all good. Y'all amazing. I love y'all. Let's keep going. Because I got to get the story out, y'all. Because I got to tell y'all what happened. Because I'm about to tell you one thing, and then we're going to go back. And I got to backtrack and tell y'all another thing. So, Leon had told Jeffrey, he was like, "I took out Delano." Now, the reason why, because remember, they were in a throuple. Apparently, because remember, Jeffrey was with Leon first. Delano came into the relationship. So apparently Leon was jealous of Delano because he felt like Delano was getting more attention from Jeffrey than he was. So he was like, not my man. And so he had confronted Delano, right? Using the kunai, the samurai sword, and slice, and took the man out, okay? So after he took the man out, that's when Jeffrey had walked in and saw him standing up by the window and just shaking. He was just shaking. And so he told him this. And so by this point, Jeffrey's freaked the fuck out because he's like, what the hell are you talking about, bruh? Or what are you talking about? So Jeffrey, he tries to go for the cell phone. He's like, "Okay, baby, stay calm." And he starts to reach for the phone. Now, when he reaches for the phone, Leon, still holding the kunai, slashed him. And he does like this. And so the slash comes across his hands. And so now he's like, fuck. He's like, "Baby, why do you do that? Why do you do that? That hurt." And he was like, "You better not call the police on me. You're not going to do anything, right?" And so now, for whatever reason, all bedrooms have a hammer laying around. I have a hammer in my bedroom, apparently, because there's this random hammer that's sitting inside the bedroom. And so since Jeffrey couldn't get to the cell phone, he decides to reach for the hammer. He picks up the hammer and he swings at his lover, Leon. He swings at his lover. Now, it connects, not with the head, but it does connect. And he's like, you hit me. He's like, you hit me. And he's like, you slashed at me. And so then they started like fighting and doing like this number right here. And he gets the hammer and then he swings again. This time it connects with the head. He swings again, hits him again with the head. Again. Bow, bow, bow. He's swinging full force. By the time he's done, Leon has about 26 blows to the head. Okay? About 26 blows to the head, which is very bad. So what Jeffrey does, Jeffrey gets a plastic bag because now his head is basically crushed in. He puts the plastic bag over his head. He takes off all of his clothing except for his socks, which was a weird thing to note. But he took off all of his clothing except for his socks. And he dragged them up to the attic. And then he just covered them with an air mattress. Now, that was on June the 7th. The uncles came to the house to do repairs on June the 12th. Firstly, all right, I know I gave hints. I gave suggestions to homewreckers in the last story. I'm going to give... No, I'm not. I'm not going to give it advice. But yeah, he just left it up there. And then later on, he let his uncles come to the house to do repairs. And when the uncles found out, he decided to run. So he got into Leon's car, and he stole Leon's credit card. And then he left because he said he wanted to go to Mexico. But apparently, because they were arguing about money, Leon ain't had no damn money. So he left and only made it as far as Florida. Okay? And this was in D.C., I believe. If I'm correct, it was in D.C. So he left D.C. and made it to Florida. And that's when he ran out of money and gas and shit. So now he's stuck in Florida. And he calls his mom to give him some money. So the mom wires him some money. And instead of going to Mexico, he goes back to D.C. and he was arrested the next day, which was June the 13th, 2014, the day after his body was found. Okay? So, y'all may be wondering, okay. So we're talking about him, and he said that he took out Delano. But where's Delano? I thought Delano went to Europe. The police are doing their investigation, right? And now they're searching the property because there is a homicide that's been found. Thank you, Bikini 76, for those roses. I appreciate that. Appreciate it. So now the police, they're doing their investigation, and they got the canine dogs. The canine dogs are up there, they're just looking around the house, and they're searching around and shit. And they're sniffing. And they're in the backyard. They come across this pal that ain't supposed to be there. They're like, this pal looks suspicious. The dog goes over to the pal and it sits. Which, if you guys don't know, when they bring canines are trained to do certain things when they sniff decaying flesh. Okay? And apparently, I don't know if this is entirely true, but apparently they can sniff out, they can determine between human flesh and animal flesh. I don't know how, but their smells are much better than ours. But anyway, it came across decaying flesh and the dog sat. And so the police, they were like, there may be something here. So the police, they come out there and they start looking around this little area, and they see the little raised spot that's covered with twigs and shit. And then they find the body of Delano. Now, this is where the story, like I'm telling you, I told you one version of the story. Okay? Well, I told you two versions of the story already. But we got a third version of this story. Because it was highly debated on what the fuck actually happened. Based on all evidence, based on what I found, okay? Because once again, this is like 2014. For whatever reason, there isn't a super duper ton of information on this case. But based on what I found, here is what they believe happened. Okay? Okay. So, we have the throuple brothers. We have Jeffrey, Delano, and Leon, which are inside of this house living as a throuple. So, butts for the taking. Okay? You can just do anything with anybody inside the house, which, live your life. Sounds fun. They're inside the house doing all this stuff. Being boyfriends and shit. And apparently, they got into an argument over the funds of the house. It was actually over the funds over the house. There was some argument on it was a lover's quarrel, in which case Leon felt that Jeffrey was closer to Delano than he was himself, and maybe Leon had actually done it. But there was another argument that said that Neil, which is Jeffrey, thought that these two, his two boyfriends, like his main boyfriend, his main bitch, and his side bitch, he was like, well, maybe they liked each other a little too much and left me out of the case, out of the loop. And there was a little jealousy there. There was some argument there, but on the main court cases that I was able to find, it seemed like that it was really an argument over the funds of the house. Based on what I was found, okay? Argument over the funds of the house, okay? Jeffrey had attacked Delano, okay? With a hammer. Oh, thank you for that dog. I keep seeing that dog jump across the screen. Thank you for that dog. Thank you, Gigi, for those tamales. What was that, mixing food? Thank you so much. And thank you for the dog y'all are sending. But it was actually an argument over the funds of the house. So, remember, he had left, okay? But did he really leave? Of course he didn't leave. On, what was it? Let me jump back. I gotta go back and get the day here. Where was the day? May the 28th. Delano was the last time anyone had seen Delano. Last time anybody had seen Delano. Now keep in mind, he was not taken out until June the 7th. So we got May the 28th and June the 7th. What the fuck is happening between May the 28th and June the 7th? So May the 28th, Jeffrey had got into an argument with Delano, and it seemed like it was an argument over funds for the house because maybe somebody wasn't paying their bills, maybe yada yada yada. Who knows? Who gives a fuck? But Jeffrey, and it could also be a little bit of mix of he was a little bit jealous, which honestly I personally believe it was more of a lover's quarrel. But once again in court, that's kind of how they were arguing. Jeffrey picked up that hammer, wham, 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 bam, 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 and Leon was there. So Leon is seeing his boyfriend fight his other boyfriend, but he sees his main boyfriend, which is Jeffrey, use the hammer on his secondary boyfriend, which is Delano, and he takes Delano out. Okay? So when he takes Delano out, he witnessed take out. He witnessed Jeffrey take out Delano, and he was like, whatever, like scared as shit. And Jeffrey was threatening him not to say shit. So after Jeffrey took out Delano, he buried him in the backyard. Now on June the 3rd, so several days after May the 28th, Delano's grandma was trying to get in contact with him, and no one could reach him. So Delano's grandma, June the 3rd, had went to the police and filed a missing persons report. The grandma had called everybody, including Leon and Jeffrey, and was like, hey, have you seen Delano? Have you seen Delano? And everybody was like, no, we ain't seen him. And so the grandma had filed a missing persons report. Okay. Now, on June the 4th, it says a witness. I don't know if it was a family member or a friend or whatever. June the 4th, a family member or a friend, a witness, whoever it was, had received a text message from Delano that says, I'm going to Europe. Y'all, if a family member ever sends you a random text message after they have been missing for a long time that says, at boyfriend's house, I'm going to Europe. I wanted to start a new life with someone else. That's not what happened. Always go to the police. Always. Now, granted, the grandma had gone to the police before this text message. It was the day, they got to the police, and apparently people knew that a missing person report was put out, and then the text message came through. But if you ever get a message from somebody after they've been missing for a while and it's like, I'm fine, I'm such and such, and for whatever reason they don't want to see you, call the police, because that ain't what happened. But yeah, so someone had got a random text message that had said, I'm going to Europe, which we know was not the case because he was already buried in the backyard. Okay? Which leaves Jeffrey and Leon in the house. Now, I didn't find much information, but from my speculation and reading, I believe that Leon was scared of Jeffrey and he was getting ready to go to the police because he had witnessed what happened to Delano. And Jeffrey was like, bitch, you're not doing any of that shit. And so he gets the hammer and does the same thing to Leon that he did to Delano. And he whack, 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 whack. And then he just put his body up inside the attic and covered him because he kind of freaked out. When the police did their investigation, they found the red bodily fluids of Delano and Leon in Jeffrey's room, which I thought was odd. I was like, okay, so if y'all are all smushing and, you're a throuple, why do y'all have different bedrooms? I mean, I guess people in relationships have different bedrooms. I don't know. I found that little tidbit. So you all had different rooms. I guess. Look, I don't know. But they were in Jeffrey's room. Okay? They were in Jeffrey's room. And so they found red bodily fluids of both of these inside Jeffrey's room, which, counteracted the belief that Leon had took out Delano. Because if Leon had took out Delano, why was it in Jeffrey's room? Why was he in Jeffrey's room? Why did it take place in Jeffrey's room? Now, also, a lot of the evidence had strong, because Jeffrey had originally said that it was self-defense because he said that Leon told him that he took out Delano and then Leon had attacked Jeffrey. Now, there are witnesses that say, the same witnesses that say that all three of them was in a relationship together or, was messing around together. The same witnesses did come out and say that in the past, Leon did attack Jeffrey, which led, laid the basis that Leon did on this incident attack Jeffrey as well. And Jeffrey was just acting in self-defense. But when you look at the way that both of them were taken out, which was by a hammer, also looking at the evidence that, there was some other evidence that they had looked into that there was an argument that was done and one was taken out after the other. They was like, nah, we don't believe you. We do not believe you. We don't believe you. So it seems like, based on where we're at now, Jeffrey took him out after an argument. He saw it. Jeffrey buried him. He couldn't handle the pressure and was getting ready to snitch or, whatever. And then Jeffrey turned on him too. Based on the evidence, based on what I'm saying. Now, granted, I wasn't able to find... look, I'm telling y'all, I don't know how y'all found Jeffrey's pictures. I couldn't find shit. Or maybe it's my Google browser. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I found, okay? Telling you what I found. Okay? Let me see what else I got back here. He was found guilty and he was convicted of 2 counts of unaliving of both of them. Now, just like I couldn't find Jeffrey's face, I couldn't find this nigga's sentence. I don't know what... I'm assuming he was sentenced to life. I found that he was convicted, but even the article that talks about he was convicted just talks about the story. It doesn't tell what he was convicted with. I couldn't figure it out, y'all. You found a picture? I didn't find a picture. Okay? Stories on YouTube. Sentences to 60 years. Thank you, May Dubs. I don't know. Maybe I'm slacking. Y'all do know I'm only here one day a week. All right? I literally got here late last night. I got to leave tomorrow morning. So, somebody said he got 60 years. I don't know. Man gets 60 years for unaliving roommates and love triangle. Oh. He light-skinned with a mini afro. Really? Why do I think he was dark skinned? If he's like, oh, never mind. I'm not gonna say that too. Oh gosh, man, I can't. I wish I could say what I really want to say because I feel like if I say something, TikTok is gonna fuck me up. Man, it's always light skinned. Hey, now, hey now. Hey, now let me know. Would you guys do this? Not the unaliving, a throuple. I know what you're thinking. You don't know what I was thinking. A throuple? No, hell no. It's okay if you're light skinned. It doesn't count. No, I'm old. Hey, now I've heard some stories about you old people. I've heard some stories about what be going down up at the orthopedic rooms. Yes, I have. Oh, Sisley Quinn. Open relationship? Yes. Throuple? No way. What's the difference? Oh, I guess I have heard. I guess there's a difference. I got asked in college, but did you do it? Is the question. You ain't answering the question. Old people. Old people need love too. Y'all know that STDs and STIs go through them nursing homes real quick. I was shocked. I didn't think people could get up in there, but apparently it gets hard and dusty. They throw them testicles around their shoulders and they get to work. I thought it was. I don't believe in sharing. It's against my religion. Orthopedic, I think you meant geriatric. You might be right about that. Yeah, they can't get pregnant, so right. What? I heard about some miracle births. Do you have nightmares? No. I don't have nightmares. What? Hard and dusty. You heard me right. I don't food nor my man. Food? What do you mean? I don't even like being one person at a time. Can't imagine adding that equation. Fair. Over the shoulder is nasty work. Sometimes it hangs. Those one of those things that always keep growing. All right? It never stops growing. You may sit on it one day. Man, that low though, it'd be like a pendulum. You ever seen that thing be like click, click. Sometimes it happens. All right. Those were my 2 stories for today. Let me ask y'all, who's new? Because I know we got a lot of people that just followed. I saw a ton of just followed. But who's new? Who's new to my page and who's his first time here on a live? Jamie Sawyer, Pierre DeVoe, Ghost Girl, Yvette, Ruth, user 877, user, I don't believe you. I know another user. I think you're the same user. Jeju Claus, Becca, I miss both store. Becca, you know what time I'm here. Bunny Mac, me. Oh God, it's a lot of y'all. Damn, it's like 60 of y'all that just said y'all knew. What's happening? Everybody, welcome all the new people to the class. Welcome the new people to the class, y'all. Welcome to our club. Welcome to our club. Welcome Squidward. Welcome Squidward. Welcome Squidward. Welcome Squidward. Welcome. Y'all, I normally do this every week. I missed last week because I needed a little break. I missed the story. Can you recap? What? I've been here for damn near 2 hours. You talking about some recap? You better get on YouTube because they will be on YouTube. And I know y'all they probably say, no, you ain't putting shit on YouTube. I put the rest of them on YouTube, I think. I did. So, yeah. Thank you, Ambers. He lying. Aubrey. Better shut up, Aubrey. Don't let them know that. Don't let them know that. I'm not being for real. I have put stuff on YouTube. Can you do the story of Stephen? Oh, wait. Trey, can you do the story of Steve Stevens of Ohio? What an ugly name. It's like being named Will Williams or Smith Smithy. Not holding my breath. I don't know. It was DM me about that because I'm gonna forget. I was stressed out last night wondering where you was at. I had to take a week off. I told y'all 2 weeks ago. I said next week I may not be here. I think I did. If I did, my bad. My bad. I thought I told y'all I was gonna be here. What's my YouTube? It should be Adam the Storyteller. Time. I'm in Central Standard Time. You didn't. Aubrey, don't stop lying. I did. I told y'all. I told every last one of y'all. I said I may not be here next week. All right. I think I told y'all if I wasn't gonna be here, I was gonna let y'all know. I think that's what I said. My bad. My bad. You did say it. So dad, you my favorite. You the only one that pay attention. Unlike the rest of these people up in here. I didn't get that memo. I'm done. What time do you start your time? At 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. 2 p.m. YouTube is enjoy your food. Oh, y'all, last week. Before I go, because I'm finna get ready to go in just a second. But last week, y'all, I made some god doggone turkey. Let me show y'all. I got to be very careful on what picture I click on. Because I got some stuff in here I do not want y'all to see. Okay, whew. I made it without clicking anything crazy. I don't want to poke y'all in the eye. Hold on. All right. Y'all, we have 400,000 likes. That's crazy. That's crazy. Y'all, I love y'all. I love y'all so much. This, y'all looking at this, it's not done. And this picture is not quite done. So what I'm gonna tell y'all, I had got some turkey legs. I seasoned them. God and Harriet Tubman was behind me with the seasoning. I seasoned them perfectly. I put them on the grill for about 30 minutes, flipping them around. After about 35 minutes, I took them off the grill. I put them in my pan. Don't make joke about everybody got a pan that look like this or the longer pan. I put them in the pan. I added garlic, honey, onions, and bell peppers. You see the yellow bell peppers here. And then I baked them for a little over 2 hours. So this is before I put them in the oven. This is not after I cook. This is after the grill, before the oven. Y'all, I ain't never cooked something so good in my mother freaking life. Actually, yes, I have. But these were really good. Oh my gosh. I told these muckers up. Do you hear me? So 30 to 35 minutes on the grill just to get it outside cooking and to get that grill barbecue flavor in there. And then I took them out the grill and I put them in the pan. They were doused in honey. Then I had added garlic, minced garlic on top of it. Just that white stuff y'all see. I added minced garlic. I had onions and bell peppers. And then I baked them for it was a little over 2 hours I had baked them. And they was like fall off the bone. Anyway, all right, y'all. I want to thank everyone for being here today. You guys really give my life a little bit of purpose because without you guys, I would run into the middle of traffic. I enjoyed talking to you guys. I love you guys. Thank you guys for holding on with me. I know it's been a while since I posted something on TikTok. I know it's been a while. I'm going to try to get some on TikTok. I ain't going to say this week, but I'm going to try to get some on TikTok soon. Tanya Lewis, thank you for reminding me, y'all. We got 327 shares, which is freaking amazing. We got over 400,000 likes, which is freaking amazing. We ain't even been here for 2 hours yet, which is crazy. As soon as we're done, I'm gonna get to my computer and I'm gonna. Can you start posting the lives on YouTube again? I posted just about all my last lives should be on YouTube now. I think. That's They should be. I'm sure I did it last week. The week before that, I put them all on YouTube. But bye, y'all. I love y'all. If you're new here, I can't wait to see you guys next Sunday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay? Sunday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, I will be here. Also, one quick question before I go. I'm thinking about having a Halloween party, and I'm thinking about getting a mechanical bull. Like, I'm really considering getting a mechanical bull for my Halloween party. I think that's going to be fun. I've never been on a mechanical bull, but I'm thinking about it. And that's all I wanted to tell you guys. I will see you guys next week. Not bright and early, but at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Also, hit my DMs on if you guys have any new stories. Y'all know, if you have stories that's not in America, let me know. All this stuff right there. I love y'all. I sprained my hand on one. Thank you for telling me, Carissa. I may not do it. 4 p.m. for me. 4 p.m. Where the hell you at? So that? Oh, you in Chile? Cause your ass threatened me last time too. Katie said bright and early. Bright and early for you? Can you do a Vets Day story? I could. Hit my DMs. 12 p.m. California time. I'm so glad I ain't in California. Y'all, cost of living is too high out there. This house, I only got a 1-bedroom house. This house in California be like $2 million. Is this going on YouTube? Yes. I'm going to place it on YouTube. As a matter of fact, as soon as we end it, I'm going right to that computer and I'm downloading it, and it's going on YouTube today. To this day. All right. He uploaded 2 on YouTube last week. I thought I did like 3 last week. I don't know. Anyway, I love y'all. See y'all later. Please be safe out there. Don't do drugs. Stay in school. Crack is whack. Peace.